All right. Welcome everybody, thanks for coming along today. We've got some questions for you today, and my name's Scott Jones, so if you need to ask me anything, feel free as we go through. So first question I'm going to ask Melinda, and I'd like to remind you to state your name very clearly and the position that you'll be running for, and then answer the question that I've put to you. So the first question, why have you chosen to run for the USASA board and why should people vote for you? Melinda.
Okay, my name is Melinda Ho and I'm running for the position of USASA International Student Representative. And I've been volunteer for different mentoring and multicultural mentoring and also support program for international students, including Good Day Mate, Career Peer, and Study Adelaide mentoring program. As well, I'm the organizer for the and founder for the Race Free Without Borders, and also Aspire Wellbeing Week. For we organize those support program for international students and also domestic students, so they can achieve what they go and also have a better maintain a better mental well-being at university. So that's what we like to do. Is to empower the student, and so this value is really aligned with USASA's their own value is to empowering students, and so that's one of the biggest reasons I want to elect for this. To participate in this election, because I want to work with the student and stand with them and listen to their voice and to see what they need, and also work with them to help them to achieve more at university. It's not only academics, but also maybe personal and also professional development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melinda. Okay. Next we've got Divyansh. Okay, why have you chosen to run for the USASA board and why should people vote for you?
Hello, my name is Divyansh Mali and I am running the position for the International Student Representative. Well, being the voice of the International Student Representative is very critical, because since I've become the international students, I've encountered with some difficulties. The problems with the accommodation, the problems with the economic, and the fear, the homesickness, and everything. I want to become a voice of the international student representative to international. The people come from the overseas and not feel these difficulties. It is the best opportunity. The people come from the different countries, different people, and I would like to meet with the different culture. I think these positions, it might be enhance my the combination skills and everything. That's why I nominate my name for these positions. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Divyansh. Next we've got Raghu. Okay, just come over. And once again, why have you chosen to run for the USASA board and why should people vote for you?
Hi everyone, my name is Raghu Gurla. I am running for International Student Representative. Why USASA? If I am a uni mentor or a committee member of USASA in a lower position, the number of people I can address is less. I believe that number of people, the decisions which I make as a USASA board and the impact I can give is high, and the number of people whom I can address as a USASA board member is different. So helping 5 or 10 people in solving their issues is less satisfactory when compared to helping hundreds of people. So by becoming international student rep or one of the USASA board position, I'll be eligible to talk about various issues which a large group of people are facing, and I can be their voice. So this is one reason why I am running for USASA board and why you should vote me. As being myself as an international student, it takes a lot of courage to come all over from your country to a different country and start your academics all the way again. So there are many issues which one will come across, and I personally faced a lot of issues during my first semester. So I would like to give my inputs as a USASA board member, and I would like to take up the issues which I face and the issues which different students are coming across to the USASA board. So, being international student, I will be in their shoes so that I can understand the issues which they are facing. So this helps me if I get elected, like being in the same shoe will help me to understand the issue properly and take this up to the board and make up a solution. So these are the reason why you should be voting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghu. And last of all, we got Munamal. Yeah. Okay. Oops, sorry. Once again, why have you chosen to run for the USASA board, and why should people vote for you?
Hello everyone, this is Munhemul Karim Khan, and I am running for CTS undergrad representative, and I am running with Unite. The reason I have chosen to be a member of USASA board is I want to work for the betterment and well-being of all students, especially for the CTS students, as I am the CTS representative. As you all know, Unite has worked greatly in the past for the betterment of students, and I want to be an active and vibrant part of that group. If I get elected, I think a lot of things need to be changed, both in uni and also in cities campus. And the reason I want students to vote for me is, first thing, I am one of them. I am a student. Firstly, I will think from a viewpoint of a student, not from a student rep. Whatever is a student problem will be my problem. And I commit that I will be an active and an open student representative. I will be approachable, and I will try my best to solve any student issue as much as possible. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Well done, everyone. Okay, so we'll move on to the second question now. So I'm going to ask Divyansh to come up first this time. Thanks very much. So what do you think are the top 2 issues as an international student? So you're running as an international student rep. So what are the top 2 issues for international students in 2020, and what will you advocate for if you're elected to the board?
Hello, my name is Divyansh, and for being an international student, and the first whose success for the international student is for the great opportunity at a great present at a great time to share the good ideas. That I observe that most of the international students not get this kind of opportunity in terms of the internship and in terms of the finding the good part-time job. It will be helpful if international students becoming in kind of the inactivity, in kind of some social event. It's be a networking, and people meet with the different people and be a part of the networking. So this is the one issue that I observe the international student face with these difficulties. And other thing is they sometimes they feel frustrated from the education, from the hectic education. They're not add in the extracurricular activities as a sport or the other stuff. But I want to if I elected for this position, then I engage all the international students to be in this do this extracurricular activities, so they can relax from the hectic schedule from their educations. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll get Raghu. So once again, running for international student rep. So what do you think are the top 2 issues for international students in 2020, and what will you advocate for if elected to the board?
Hi, I'm Raghu Urla. I'm running for international student rep. I would like to segregate the issues into 2 categories: the issues which prospective students face and the issues which the current students will be facing. So when I talk about the issues of the prospective students, moving completely to a different country takes a lot of courage. Like they would like to know how the uni will be. They would like to know how what would be their accommodation, what would be their life at uni, how the academic culture is varying from their native place to the country like Australia. So interaction with prospective students before they arrive over here takes a major role in soothing their stress and getting accommodated to a different country. So I would like to advocate for prospective students easier communication. So far, when I was an international student, like before arriving in Australia, I received a lot of emails on how the academic culture at uni will be, how what kind of activities that will happen at uni. But a more formal communication with a prospective for a prospective student will be more soothing to him. So I would like to advocate for, if I get elected, I would like to put up a system where prospective students can speak up with one of the students who are current students of UniSA, so that they will clear their doubts personally. I think that would help a lot. And coming to the current students, the few aspects that current students are facing is whether it with respect to academic integrity, plagiarism, or referencing kind of things, which university has certain guidelines for students to follow. But even though on the website there are many links which give a clear explanation on how to follow those rules, but many are not aware on how to complete their assignments or how to, what is the procedure that they should be following in their assignments or so and so activities. So I would like to advocate that rather than looking, an email conversation may be more like many students who are coming from different country, they are not used to read a lot of emails. So maybe a message or integration of these services into UniSA application or introducing a new application, I think would be a better option, so that they will get easier access to different kinds of facilities available at uni. So I would like to advocate for improvement and taking these facilities to more number of participants, more number of students, so that they can easily access. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Munamol? So, yep, come forward. Thank you. So you're running as City East Student Representative and City East Undergraduate Student Rep. Okay. So what do you think are the two top issues for City East students in 2020, and what will you advocate for if you're elected to the board?
As a student, I personally experienced that there is not enough USASA presence in City East. If I get elected as a USASA board member, I will ensure that there is enough USASA presence in the City East campus through being an active and dedicated USASA representative. Because I personally experienced this last year, when I had to get support from USASA official, I could not find anyone in City East to help me. So I had to go all the way to City West, then I had to take help from there. So if I get elected, I'll try my best to be at City East campus as much as possible. And I would also like to raise the point that we do not have enough events in City East compared to some other campuses. So I would like to raise the point to USASA board meeting that in our City East campus, we need more events. And also another very important issue I want to raise is that we can provide more free foods to our students. As a student, I feel that vending machine and food shops are expensive for a student. So I'll try to arrange as much free food events for a student as possible. And another topic I want to discuss about is our library operating hours is only until 12 a.m. when City West library operating hours is 24/7. I personally experienced this problem one time when I wanted to have access to library after 12 a.m. I could not do it So I think it will be really beneficial for the students if the library operating hours change to 24/7 as City West. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And finally, we've got Melinda running for International Student Rep. Yep. So again, what do you think are the top 2 issues for international students in 2020, and what will you advocate for if you're elected to the board?
Okay. So the top 2 issues I want to talk about. The first one would be the career support, like finding jobs and also internship and placement. Because I know a lot of students they get into university because they want to get a better job after graduate. But sometimes we don't get enough support during uni, even though we have career service and job insertion, maybe advisor, and also now we have the career peer to support the student. But sometimes we don't get a lot of opportunity to get into the job. And also if I elected, I would like to advocate for bringing in more opportunity for placement, internship, or a graduate job for students. And also I want to I would advocate for more career-based related workshop, strengths-based or values-based workshop for students, so they can build up their confidence to build up their confidence to go into the career pathway after they graduate. And the second issue would be the health and mental well-being. And so because during the uni, so they may be stressed about assignment or financial issue or those helps or friendship. And it's very important to advocate for them, bring in more well-being program to uni. And so international student can actually get into those multicultural programs, so they can get to meet people and also know how to get the answer from other previous students who have more experience. And if I'm elected, I would like to I would work with different organizations USASA or City of LA they to promote more program into uni, so well-being program. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Melinda. All right, do we have any questions from the floor now? There's no would you like me to come back to you? Yeah, okay. So I've got some other questions that I can ask. So I might get Raghu up first this time. So for this question, okay, so being a student rep can be a really tough gig. You're often elected on a platform and you might be running with a particular group of students. But when you are elected, you actually have to represent everybody, all students. And so we want to know how you're going to ensure that your voice is representative of all students at UniSA, or all international students, particularly in your case.
Okay. Well, hi everyone, I am Raghu Gorla. I am running for International Student Rep. When I talk about how I ensure that I reach out to most of the international students at uni, I would like to say maybe more depends upon the number of events that are being conducted at different campuses. That is one part, and being more available to different kind of students, to all the international students, and getting to know their issues. Also, maybe I'll be more available to all the international students who are facing different at all the 4 campuses in Adelaide. As an international student, I mostly know what kind of issues they are facing, and I'll try to take the feedback from different departments from the different campuses, so that I can reach out to different set of international students. So that feedback is how I ensure that I'm ensuring their issues are addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghu. Well done. It's a tough question to go first on. So it's Munamal now. Yep. So as City East rep, okay, so it's a tough gig, like we said, and you may be running with a particular group of students, but you are going to have to represent all students, and in your case, especially City East students. So how are you going to go about ensuring that your voice is representative for all students?
As I said before, I am one of them. That means I am for all students, especially for the City East students. And I understand that even if I'm running with Unite, Unite has selected me to be a candidate. But if I get elected, it will be the students who will vote for me and elect me. So my commitment is not to my group first. My commitment is to the students first, and is to my voters first. So even if I have to go against my group for the well-being of my students, especially for City East students, I will 100% do it. This is my commitment. Thank you. I think my statement will clear the issue.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Melinda, you're up next now. Okay, so I'll repeat the question. So you may be elected on a particular platform, and potentially you're running with a group of students, but when you're elected, you're going to have to represent everybody, and particularly international students in your case. So we'd like to know how are you going to ensure your voice is representative of all students?
Okay, based on this question, I would like to tell you that because now I'm working in one of the student accommodation at LA, so if I'm elected, I would like to organize an event regularly, like to go to different student apartments, like to have like chat with the international student over there, because like most of the student living in the student accommodation is international student, and also not only the student accommodation but also university. I would like to go to different like campuses to have a chat with different like international students, so like I can ensure like their expectation towards uni and my expectation towards uni are similar, so I can ensure I represent. The voice I represent for them is quite similar as they want me to advocate for them. So that's what I can promise if I'm elected to speak. I would love to work with different international students. So that's what I can promise. Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. And next we've got Divyansh. And so, once again, repeating the question, it can be a tough gig, and you might be elected on a particular platform or with a group of other students. But as a role as a USASA rep, you're going to need to be representative of all students, in your case, particularly international students. So how are you going to ensure in this role that you are representative of all students?
For being an international student, is it very hard to engage, and it is very hard to be a voice of the international students, because you have to send the email when an international student faces some difficulties. Although I think event plays a vital role. I think event is a place where international student meets, they share the great ideas, and I think it's a better opportunity for international student. For me or two. The voice of the international students to reach my voice at the every international students. I strive to fix this problem. I put all my efforts to do it. So I think that the conduct the events where the international students can meet, they can share their great ideas. They meet with the different peoples. I think this is the best thing, the voice of the international students. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now we've got it's Ishika. Would you like to come over, Ishika? Okay. Would you like to state your name, the role that you're running for, and then answer the question that I'm about to ask you? Okay. So it's a tough gig being a student rep, and you might be running on a particular platform or with a specified group, but in your role as a USASA rep, you're going to need to be representative of all students, and I believe in your case specifically or particularly international students. But how are you going to ensure that you are representative of all students in the role?
So, hi, my name is Ishika Sharma and I'm standing here for International Student Rep. And there are two main reasons that I'm standing here for. One is for all the international student reps in our university. Like, they find it difficult to adopt to the new culture they are in or how to manage work and jobs together. So I'm all here to be ears and listen to all the issues that they face. And the second reason I'm here to enhance my leadership skills so that, like I can organize and carry out different projects and activities all around the uni and also influence the decision-making progresses in the team that we are going to have in year 2020. And the question that says that how I will, what was the question again?
So how will you be sure to represent all students within the role?
Yeah. So how I will like represent all the students within the role is like have events run by students for students and maybe have issue and discussion based focus debates and all, like where we can discuss the issues people are facing and we have the solution by the students. So we can come up with all the solutions that is not by us, but then the students who are facing the issues and are finding difficulties, be it any issue that they're facing. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, we do have a question from the floor, which is great. Yep. Should I hand the microphone over? Yep.
So the theme that keeps coming up, this is to the international student representatives, a theme that keeps coming up is that it's very difficult for students coming to this country to adapt to a new lifestyle, a new study style. So my question is, do you think that the university and USASA do enough to help international students transition to the new country and to the new study style? And do you think that there are any ways that we could be better at doing this?
Okay, so the question is essentially, do you feel that USASA is doing enough to support international students with their transition into university life? And what are some of the things that we could be doing, or USASA could be doing, or you as a rep would be advocating for to make that transition a little bit easier? Okay, I think it's Munimal first. Yep. Oh, sorry, you're a City East rep, international students. Okay, we'll start with Ashika then.
Yeah, so I think having one student board for all, like the whole uni is enough, and it should be focused on international student reps more. I think like having more scholarships, because like being an international student, I know that I do have scholarship for the first year I am in, but then the second and third year I have no guarantee of scholarship. So maybe we can have more guaranteed scholarships that we can like work for or just study for. Also, lot of international face the problems of adopting the new culture, and of course our uni has a lot of events that help us do it, but maybe like more events that help our students to come up and step forward for all the events around. The third thing can be, I think, lot of I have heard like my friends complaining about courses having like 60% off, like you need 60% in the exam to cover up, but then they are only able to cover up only 30-40% and they get good marks in the assignments. So that can be one of the issue we can do and focus for international students. The fourth thing, I think, like it's hard for people when they come here and they have to adopt to the new culture and have a lot of friends. So be it social networking events or educative networking events, we should have more such type of events. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we'll go to Melinda. So once again, the question is, do you think USASA is doing enough to help international students with the transition into UniSA? And in the role as an international student rep, what would you be advocating for in terms of helping international students with that transition?
I've worked with USASA Advocacy Service before, so I know a bit background of USASA, and I appreciate that USASA have done a lot of different amazing job so far, and they have provided a lot of support for no matter international student or and domestic students. Based on supporting support, they are doing very good job. But if based on transition for international students, help them to adapt to LA life or university life, I think there's still have the room of improvement, because one of the issue of international students are facing is that they can't really get the chance to connect with the Aussie, Australian student, because they may have the cultural barriers or language barriers, and they don't get enough opportunity to get along with them. And so that's what USASA didn't, I think can improve in this area better, such as we can look at the example of LA Uni talk with Aussie program, and also study LA mentoring program to help the new students to do the transition smoothly at university, so they can learn more, not only focus on academic part, but also to learn more about Australian culture and language, like slang, because that part is so hard, it's so difficult to understand that. And if I'm elected, I would like to advocate for international students to encourage university to bring, and USASA to bring in more different cultural and language support program for international students. Maybe we can connect the international student with different cultural group, and also Australian students, so they can build up their multicultural cultural competence at university during their study life. So that's what thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Melinda. Okay, Divyansh now. So once again, do you think USASA is doing enough to support international students with their transition to UniSA, and how will you advocate to better support international students with their transition?
For overseas students, it is very, to find a very good accommodations and to adopt the new culture, it is very hard it is very hard at the beginning. But USASA, of course, USASA are doing a very good job. USASA provide the good accommodation for the international students, and they provide the good transportation service. I know because my home campus is almost on Lakes, but USASA provide a good transportation service. Although I feel in some areas the USASA have to do some good job, where for international students it's very important to be part of the huge success. And so I think to conduct the more events such as the international students feel to find a good part-time job, the internships, and to get some ideas about their careers. So I think USASA have to conduct some events that the international students are aware about how to find a good job, how they can build their best career in the future. So I think USASA has to be do for better job. Otherwise, USASA doing the very good job for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And finally, Raghu. Okay, so do you think USASA is doing enough to support international students with their transition into UniSA, and what will you advocate for on behalf of international students in assisting them with that transition?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say that yes, USASA is doing a lot of effort, is putting a lot of effort in making the transition. Also, I would like to address that the number of students who are aware of different facilities which are provided by USASA is less. So how I would like to advocate for taking these facilities, whatever USASA is providing, to more number of people by improving the interaction system of the different kinds of events which are happening at uni, or through by integrating USASA into UniSA application, or by introducing a new USASA application. I think that would help to reach out to more students on different kinds of events rather than sticking to emails. So this is one way I would like to work on if I get elected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think, Munimo, I think we might get you to answer a similar question, but I mean, you're going to be focusing on City East-based international students. So what are your thoughts on how City East-based international students are supported with their transition, and what would you be advocating for to make it a better experience for them during that transition period?
Even if I'm a domestic student, I am quite new to Australia, so I can understand the prospects of international students, and I personally know many international students. So I think when an international students come first in Australia, USASA can bring them more help like accommodation or counseling, advocacy. At least by talking to someone from USASA, they will get some mental peace, confidence, and they will know that we have a source of support. And I think USASA, and as a City East representative, I will represent all the international students, and I will try to talk with them, and whatever their problems will be my problems, and I will try to raise them to USASA board meeting, and I will try to help them as much as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other questions from the floor? We have another one. Fantastic.
So obviously, there's a lot more to university experience than in the classroom, and USASA does a lot outside of the classroom. But in terms of your academic university experience, what do you think USASA should be doing to improve your experience in classrooms and in your courses that you have to study at this university?
Great question. So what do you think USASA should be doing in classrooms and in courses to enhance your student experience? So we might actually start with Munimol this time.
I think USASA can do a lot in this regard, honestly. First of all, I think we should stop doing like 60%, 70% assessment of exams. There should not be more than 50% of exam assessment. Secondly, USASA can help like assignment support and any kind of academic skill support, and also USASA can counsel and advocate people in academic regards, also career support, seminars, in whatever way possible. And also exam timetable is a big issue. I personally experienced it. Sometimes students have one exam at 6 p.m. one day, another exam is 9 a.m. in the morning next day, which is, I think, ridiculous, and it is somehow mental torture. I had to go through this. If USASA can contribute to this, I think students will be really grateful to USASA. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go Ashika next. Okay. So once again, the question is, how should USASA be supporting the academic student experience within the classroom?
So like Manmehul mentioned, like the scholarships, the assessment should be less than 60-70%, like 40 or 50% max, and then they should have more assignment criteria for like 50 to 60%, which they can manage, and then they can be broken down into 25% assessments or assignments that they can manage to do it. The second thing they can do is like have more workshops, or like the courses they can have specialized workshops in that to other than the studies they can have specialized workshops for their courses, which can like explain them in a better and a detailed way. Also, they can apply all the theory things they learn. They can apply that in a practical way. They can go out for tours or industrial workshops that are a lot available in Adelaide. They can go there and have a practical tour of the things they're learning in theoretical way. also, like, we have uni mentors and then peer workshops, and then there are a lot of things happening in uni, but then I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. So maybe we can create the awareness for all the students around the uni and help them out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishika. Okay, Melinda, next. So how should USASA be supporting the student academic experience within the classroom?
Okay. I know USASA have done a lot for students, like they cooperate with student engagement. You need to organize different workshop, academic workshop, and so I would suggest USASA to, if I'm elected, I would advocate for students to encourage like USASA to organize more, to cooperate with different organizations to organize more workshop, like academic workshop for students, like and also cooperate with university. Maybe we can organize like writing center for international students, like to let some volunteer or to have a look at their like essay to give some suggestion based on their grammar or like sentence structure and something like that. And also like I know USASA have an advocacy program for domestic students and international students. If I'm elected, I will advocate for that program for students to like and also like encourage like university to give more like funding to that program. So like and so students can get more benefit out of it. And also like I would advocate. I would suggest them to like make the academic policy to easier to be read by the students, so they can understand their academic rights and also the whole policy easier. So when they face the issue, they will know where to find the like resources and support. And the last thing is to like, yes, we have different support and resources. If I really elected, I would suggest like to have a like international hub, like we like gather all the available resources for the student, like so when they click into a link, they can know where to find the accessible resources and support. So that's my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll have Divyansh. So once again, how should USASA be supporting or advocating for the student academic experience within the classroom?
Of course, USASA are doing very good job in the academic life. Like if you have the problems in academic, USASA conduct some events that are very helpful to students. I mean, if you are frustrated from the study, you can go to the event, you can go to the assistant. They might be, they sure help. If you feel some homesickness and if you have some economic problems, then USASA always tend to help you. And I know, but I think some of the students they're not might be aware and not. I mean, we need to know some encouragement to students be part of this event and they solve the issues that I think USASA have to do much job in this area. But otherwise, USASA are doing very good job. They conduct the very good events. The students can be engaged in this event and they can solve these issues as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you.
And finally, we've got Raghu. Okay, so how should USASA be supporting the academic student experience within the classroom?
First of all, I would like to note that USASA is doing a great job in addressing the academic issues. There are a lot of workshops which happen, academic workshops which happen on weekly basis at uni, but not many students are aware of this. So I think USASA can work on increasing the awareness of different kind of workshops that happen at uni. So that is one thing. To talk more on, okay, after each semester, like depending upon the course which a student is going through, maybe trying to work on a project, trying to push students to work on a project or some volunteering activity, or there are many companies which provide volunteering activities, but students are not aware of this. So creating this awareness of what kind of opportunities are available during the semester break so that the students can implement what they studied in their semester would help a lot to increase the future career opportunities. And there are a lot of facilities which are available in library website, on the career website, but still many of the students are not aware of the facilities which UniSA provides. So creating more awareness of the different opportunities and different facilities which UniSA is providing would be a lot of help to more students. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, everyone. We've got one last question, I think, and it's quite a simple one. And we're going to start with Melinda. Okay, so Melinda, what are you most proud of in your life so far?
Okay, that's an interesting question. No, I mean, it's a good question as well. And actually, like before I come to Australia, people will always describe me. I was quite lost and don't know what I'm doing. And like after I came to Australia and I start to get into different like leadership program, and one of the proudest moment for me is to join like Aspire and UniSA Plus leadership program. And the proudest moment is to like stand on the stage to get the certificate, because like during the last during last year, I spent a lot of time to contribute, to devote my time on those programs and to learn about like how to build up my strengths, and also like to know more about my value and build up my leadership skills. And it changed my life a lot, because like initially I wasn't that confident, and after I joined those programs, like I start to understand myself more, and like I start to build up my confidence to want to get involved in different like university program, like support program for international student or domestic student, and also like leadership program, those kind of stuff. Like I'm one of the lead student leader this year, and the more I do, I feel more confident, and so when the time I stand on the stage, I feel so proud of myself, because like I've never experienced those kind of stuff before. So in this year, I also did a lot of stuff. So if I'm elected next year, I'll promise myself and you guys that I will keep going and never give up, and also like to devote most of my time to contribute to students, and also like USASA and university, or also myself. Yeah, because self-care is important. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. Divyansh, so what are you most proud of in your life so far?
Well, in my high schools and in my bachelor life, I had a stage fear, and now I am standing in front of audience. It's a very proud moment for me to nominate my name for the International Student Representative. When I arrived in Australia, I need someone who heard word that I say, and now becoming the voice of the international students, be part of the students. I really feel proud. I mean, I will learn some new skills, and as a part, I mean, the USASA conducts some volunteer event, and as a part to be a volunteering in a UniSA is a very proud moment for me. At least I can learn something, a new skills, as communication skills, as a leadership skills, and to nominate my name for the rep is a really proud moment for me, because at least I can heard the issues from the international student. At least I can strive to fix these issues. So it is a really proud moment for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Divyansh. Okay, Raghu. So what are you most proud of in your life so far?
Well, to be frank, I'm proud of my life basically. I'm here. I'm proud of that I am standing here. I'm proud that I resigned my job back in India and took a step moving to a different country and pursuing my master's. I'm proud that every moment where I am out of my comfort zone. So the moment I'm making some difference, I'm proud of all those moments. And to be frank, like when you compare not doing and not doing things, like, see, every student has an opportunity to come over and contest for elections, but of course not everyone may not be interested in taking up the position, but everyone might have got a thought like I should be there, but maybe they got taken aback because of fear or many issues. But I am proud that I am standing here and contesting for elections. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghu. Munimal? So what are you most proud of in your life so far?
The most proud moment of my life happened when I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old. But I understood it after I grew up, when I was like 10 years old. From my childhood, like when I was 3-4 years old, I can do any calculation like multiplication, addition, or any timetable like within a second. I think it is a naturally gifted talent. So I performed in front of a large audience when I was like 10-12 years old, and I showed them my mathematical ability. So for a boy who is just 10-12 years old, performing this in front of such a large audience, I think it's a big thing, and I'm still proud of this when people tag me as like human calculator. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And finally, Ashika, what are you most proud of in your life so far?
So the first year I came to Adelaide, I was adjusting to the studies in uni and coping up with the culture and the new place I was in. But the second year, when the second year started, I aimed to be a part of the extracurricular activities that are around uni. So I started volunteering and I looked for a job, and today I'm here hopefully to be a representative. So that's what I'm proud of today, like stepping out from where I thought to be, I couldn't do so. So yeah, standing here in front of the audience, talking, having the stage fright. So yeah, that's what I am, where I am today, and that's what I'm proud of. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Well done on getting up here and answering those questions. It takes a lot of courage, and wish you all the very best for the election as well. Thank you very much.